Denmarks, and I have some really great friends with me today, and we're going to share a little bit about our recent girls trip. A little bit different than what we usually do because we normally do family travel. We have a 12-year-old son, as most of you know, but I decided I needed a girls trip, and so we started talking about our places we could go, and we really thought a lot about cruises. We looked at a lot of cruises. That's kind of where we went first, but the week that we were traveling was spring break, so it was uber expensive, and we just couldn't find one that fit within the budget we wanted to spend, so we decided to jump in the car and drive. We're here in Jacksonville, Florida, so we just decided we drive up to North Georgia and stay in the mountains for the week, and so as most of our trips do, we kind of decide on a location, and then we book somewhere to stay, and then we build the rest of our itinerary around that, and that's what we did for this trip. We knew we wanted to shop a lot, and so we booked a cottage of one of the boutiques that we all really love, Jules and James Boutique. They're located in Carrollton, Georgia. That owner, Allison, actually owns some cottages up in Cleveland, Georgia, which is it's pretty close to Dahlonega and Blue Ridge. So you have a lot of options. From central Georgia up to North Georgia, and you may know this, there are a lot of really small, homey little towns and with great boutiques, great shopping, just really fun things to do. And we like to find places that are not chains, that are not franchises. We like to shop local and shop small. So we were really excited when we saw that the Jules and James cottages were available. So we booked those. And it ended up being roughly around $200 a night. We stayed for 5 nights. So the whole week we were there. And on the way up, we decided, well, hey, since we're going to Jules and James cottage, why not stop at Jules and James Boutique?
Amen.
So we stopped there on the way up, and it's in Carrollton, Georgia, which is about an hour west of Atlanta. So we kind of jogged off of our normal route we would take, and we went over to Carrollton and shopped in the store. We all spent a good amount of money.
Way too much money.
But Easter was coming up. We all needed Easter dresses, and we needed some new spring clothes. So I think a few of us actually have Jules and James on.
Yep, Jules and James.
Yep. So we shopped that day, and we had such a great experience. Mitzi was in the store that day, and she was fantastic with us.
Yes,
she helped us
was
all
wonderful.
try on so much stuff. We had so much fun. They really made us feel like we were just on a special day, like special, I don't know, girls' day.
We were hampered.
So it was a perfect start to our trip. And from there, over in Carrollton, there's a lot, just like I was talking about with all these small towns with eateries and shops, there's a lot of really nice eateries. So we asked Mitzi in the store, where would you recommend? So she told us to go over to the Brown Dog. It was so good. It was very different than a lot of probably the small cafes there that just, a lot of them probably serve sandwiches and soups and cheeseburgers and that sort of thing, which Brown Dog does serve cheeseburgers, but everything had a twist to it. It was like just kick it up to another level. So we actually ordered, it was called the Southern Sin Dip. And of course it had the explanation or what it was below it, but it was collard greens. It was almost like a spinach artichoke dip, but with collard greens, which we were all very intrigued by that. We're like, we got, except for Danielle. Danielle's our picky eater. Say hello to Danielle.
Hey. Chicken tenders and mac and cheese.
That's her menu all the time. But of course they had that on the menu, so she's good. We, I think Kim and I got the cheeseburger
with the fried tomato, fried green tomato, and pimento cheese was phenomenal.
Yeah,
that was the best thing I think we ate while we were gone.
So that was a great stop. So if you're in Carrollton, definitely stop at the Brown Dog. Highly recommend that place. And prices were very reasonable.
Very
for
reasonable.
lunch. And from there, we went on up to our cabin. We got to check in that afternoon, and I was kind of surprised at how off the beaten path it was.
Yeah, it was very secluded, very peaceful.
Got a little lost on the way.
We did. Allison gave really good directions, but
we lost service. So
we lost service, and we you go down a really long gravel road, and then up a little hill, and then her two cottages are situated there. But we liked it that way. I mean, honestly, it was nice. We were
very
there
peaceful.
to relax and just get some time away, and that was perfect for us. The cottage itself was super
Very
adorable,
cozy.
super
Yes.
clean, and everything was, everything we needed was there. Actually, Allison went so far as to leave us s'mores stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had a whole s'mores
And
kit with blankets.
and
Yep.
everything for the fireplace.
Yeah, so that was so nice of her. She had a glass dish on the counter. They've recently redone the whole cottage, and just the whole layout of the house is really, really nice. It's really pretty. It was perfect for the gram.
Yes.
Absolutely.
There's a Keurig there. Everything that we needed was there, so it was nice and easy. But then on the outside, there was a fire pit, and we spent a couple of nights because it was actually really cold that week.
Yes.
Was.
I think kind of unseasonably cold. It got chillier when
It's like 27 one morning.
it was
Yeah.
freezing one morning. So we enjoyed the fire pit a couple nights.
Looking for bears.
Yes.
Always looking for bears.
Yes. We didn't see any bears, but we were hoping we would see bears. But lots of deer. So we broke our days down by where we were going. So the first day, we went over to Dahlonega. And Dahlonega is another cute little town that is basically, actually, there's a lot of Dahlonega in Hallmark movies.
Yes.
Hallmark films a lot in Dahlonega at Christmas time. And it's one of my favorite towns to visit because it's nice and easy. It's in a little square, and there's a lot of shops all the way around the square, and it's such a just southern,
Homey,
homey,
welcoming feel.
yes, it's so cool. And actually, Dahlonega was a gold rush town in the south. The day we went to Dahlonega, we went shopping, and we went to, was it Dress Up?
Dress Up.
Okay, so another boutique. Our husbands may not have known all the boutiques that we went to.
We're divulging.
So we went to Dress Up, and we really liked that store.
I did. I love the style and everything that was in there.
Yeah.
That's where Kim got her Easter dress.
Yeah.
Yes, and they were very helpful in there too. They were super sweet. Everywhere we went, everybody was so
Super
nice
nice.
up
Very
there.
accommodating.
North Georgia is really very much in the south. Everybody's very friendly in southern hospitality. It's just great. So we went to Dress Up. One thing I will say about Dahlonega is definitely visit the general store.
Yes.
That is such a cool stop because it's a really old store. All of those buildings are really old, but they've kept all the original hardwood floors, and it's a 2-level store, but you can find a lot of the old stuff like old Cokes and old
Yes.
candy, old timey things. Not like actually old,
Yes.
but they're old
They look
school.
old. Vintage.
Oh, vintage.
Piano was pretty old.
The piano was very old. And then also in Dahlonega, if you go over that way, the Smith House is a family-style restaurant that I will highly recommend. I've been there several times. We didn't get to do it on this trip because they were closed. So check the schedule before you go, but fantastic southern food. And so I think from there, we went over to Montaluce, the winery and the restaurant. So there are quite a few wineries in North Georgia. Do you remember there was Montaluce?
Oh gosh, there was a bunch.
There
right
were probably 6 in our
Yes.
just direct vicinity
Yeah.
where we were. So they make their own wines there. They did tell us that, of course, everything's blooming in the springtime, which is more like April, May. So if you wanted to see everything in bloom, you probably want to go that time. We were there in March, so nothing was blooming quite yet, maybe just a little bit. But was the restaurant good?
The restaurant was phenomenal.
I even tried the soup, and it was good.
Oh, the soup was
The
good.
cheese board was phenomenal, and their
Yes.
coffee
Yeah,
was
we
the best
got was
coffee I've ever drank.
Yes.
I mean, it was just yes.
Yeah, so even if you don't drink, go for the restaurant and just to see the views, because the restaurant sits high up on this hill and you can see all down in the valley, and
Oh,
it's
so pretty.
so pretty.
Beautiful facility.
Yes, and the actual building itself is gorgeous, and they actually have a hotel there, and
It's used as a wedding venue often.
yes, if you know of anybody getting married, that is the
Very
place to
gorgeous.
look for.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous. So that day we ended up. Now the food is a little pricey.
It was.
So we decided it was actually kind of early that day. It was like 11:30 in the morning. So we got there right before prime lunchtime, and we were the first ones there.
Yes.
There's big fireplaces in in the grand dining room. It's very pretty. But we decided just to get some charcuterie boards and share. So I think we ended up getting like 3 different boards.
Yep.
And they have all kinds of different things. Did we order
Heather
more than
had to
3?
have a second.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
the-
the crab wontons were
The crab wonton
phenomenal. I mean,
was
like,
phenomenal,
a
and
10.
Heather was
Yeah.
like, "I need more."
Yeah.
Yes.
We
They were
ordered.
delicious.
They were called deconstructed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they are this crispy wonton, and then on the inside it was like a creamy filling that was just laying on top, essentially,
With flowers.
Yeah.
Yes.
with flowers,
Beautiful.
edible flowers.
Yes.
So that just added to our girls' trip theme. It was wonderful, and you could just pop the whole thing in your mouth. It was amazing.
So
Yes.
good. So good.
But the coffee was my favorite.
The
They
coffee.
Yes.
served me this little thing
Oh,
with
yeah.
my little
Rock
Sugar-
candy.
rock
candy.
candy to stir in my coffee. It was just so
That was
dainty
fun.
and pretty.
That was really fun.
Well, I bought a bag of each and brought home, and both John and I mean, just loved it. It was the best coffee I think both of us had drank
Mm-hmm.
ever.
And did you guys did anybody else get a candle?
Yeah, I did.
The candles are great too.
Mhm.
So they
It
have
smells amazing.
they have actual wine bottle candles, which it's a full size wine bottle, but they've cut the top off at an angle, so then the candle burns, and it's really pretty, and mine smells amazing. So
Yeah,
I
it
was
smells good.
they were a little probably a little more than I usually. I don't know. I guess not, because it's a big candle.
It was a big
Compared to-
candle.
They were really big
It
candles.
was probably,
Yeah.
I think it was $25, and
Mhm.
it was a big candle, so that was a good purchase. I've enjoyed mine, and it's still got plenty of life. And the following day, we went over to Chastity Wildlife Preserve and Zoo, which is also in Dahlonega. What y'all think about that?
I loved it. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
That was my favorite part.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
So that's not typically something that you would think to do for a girls' trip, but we all are animal lovers. I am a huge animal lover, and they know that I am. So that was just it was just something we thought we would try, and we thought, hey, it's only $15, so if it's terrible, then whatever.
Mhm.
But there were so many cool animals.
I got to feed a camel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Siberian
Like,
tiger was really amazing.
I don't even think our zoo has a camel.
No, I've
in
never seen a
Jacksonville.
camel.
No.
I got to feed a buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like-
they had white buffaloes.
Albino
Mhm.
buffalo, yes.
Saw a grizzly
You paid
bear.
$5 for a food bag, and you could feed all the hoofed animals.
The hoofed animals, yeah. No, don't feed the bears. The
We
food.
did get to watch them get fed, and that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yes, that was cool.
And they
brought
eat
out
better than I do.
Yes.
definitely more diverse
Yes.
foods. And we got to see what was in the very back with the gate. That was
The Texas Longhorn.
the
Yeah,
longhorns,
longhorns
the long
and the
yeah.
buffalo.
Buffalo,
Yeah, that was cool.
And some horses.
And the buffaloes are very messy to feed. You almost have to just like
You just
Throw.
just throw it and
Throw the
hope it
feed.
goes in.
so.
Their tongue's
Anyway,
like sandpaper.
Chastity Wildlife and Zoo, Wildlife Preserve and Zoo. That was a lot of fun. Animals seemed to be pretty well taken care of. They were spread out. I mean, they had room to roam around. There was only one guy there that seemed to be working.
Yeah.
Running all of it.
So I don't know, but they had great reviews. We enjoyed it, and it's $12 for kids who are 11 and under, so a little cheaper. 12 and up's $15, and then like Heather said, it was $5 for a feed bag. So definitely get back there if you have the chance. All right, so let's talk about Blue Ridge. That was our
Favorite day.
Loved it. That
Highlights.
was the best. Yes,
Yes.
that was
And-
the
Kim, tell us why it was the best day.
because we got to have the salt rooms, we got the hour massage,
Yes.
we got spoiled, we had to have the beautiful elixir after we come out of our massage.
So good.
It was just so delicious.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
the whole thing was just
she's
heavenly.
she's talking about Serenity in the mountains, and actually the funny thing is when we decided we weren't going to do the cruise, and Heather brought up maybe staying at the Jules and James cottages, I thought, well, I've seen this ad for Blue Ridge, for this spa in Blue Ridge on Instagram, and maybe we should look it up. So we looked up the pricing, and we were just really surprised at the
Surprised.
pricing.
After the pricing,
It
yes.
was so affordable. Our massage, my massage, I think we all did the same one, right?
Yeah.
So we did a $99 55-minute relaxation massage.
Yes.
And they took us, when we first got there, we were greeted by the sweetest office staff. They kind of told us what we should expect for the process or whatever. They wouldn't let you go back without someone to tour you or to take you back. But they had someone assigned to us, so they came up to the front. They took us back to the locker room area where there are showers and dedicated bathrooms and a whole
Sauna.
mirror area, saunas, and they gave us our lockers and our robes. So the robes were
Amazing.
luxurious. They were so nice. Just these nice, fuzzy, comfy robes that we all got to wear. Yes. And a warm neck pillow that we all wore. That was so nice. And then they took us into the relaxation room. And that was basically like the waiting room for them to call us back for our treatments. But the cool thing was they had these really nice plush chairs we got to sit in. And we all just kind of sat around and chatted. They had snacks in there that were pre-made, some little trail mix snacks. Pretzels, waters.
In the bathroom, they had brushes, hair ties, anything you would need to get ready after the treatments too.
Soaps, all kinds of stuff.
They even had the hairbrush, what was it?
Sanitizer.
Yes.
Was it a heater? I didn't try it.
It looked like a toaster oven. I don't
You
know.
like pop it in the toaster oven and cook all the germs. I don't know. But they were definitely full service. Our lockers were very nice with a little code. So we went into the relaxation, the waiting room, and when they called us back for our services, it was actually really fast.
Yes,
we didn't
very
wait
fast.
very long. We all went to separate spots in the spa, and the spa is huge. It's massive.
Yes.
They even have treehouse rooms if you wanted to book your massage or your treatment in a treehouse. You could do that
separate from the building we were in. Up on the side of the hill, there's tree houses up there that are climate controlled, and you go up there and do your services there. That's incredible. They also have a hotel, so rooms you can book to stay, and then you can do an all-day thing at the day spa and stay overnight if you wanted to. So that's cool. But in my treatment room, they had the music was really nice music, nice and quiet and relaxing, peaceful. The lights were down already when I walked in. My masseuse was fantastic. Did you guys?
Mine was wonderful. And it was his first day.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Kim had the first day guy.
Yeah,
He
the
was
lady
so
came
nice.
after me said the same thing. She
Yeah.
was like, wow.
I also did an add-on to my massage. I did the aromatherapy.
That's
So
right.
I did the stress relief and relaxation. So when I laid flat, they put it on your pillow. So when your face would go in, it was that's all you smelled, and that was wonderful.
It was my very first massage that
Yes.
I ever had, so I was so nervous whenever they told us we were doing that.
Yeah.
But my masseuse was so respectful. She explained to me what to do and what would be going on. But I really enjoyed
And
it.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's something, that's a really good point. They asked us if we had preferences for male or female masseuses. And that was really nice because sometimes you don't get asked.
No. Yeah.
And with Danielle, this being her first massage, that made her feel even more at ease that she could choose a female if she wanted to, and she did. So that worked out really well. But massages were great, and then from there they gave us this magical elixir to drink.
It was so
Yes,
good.
it's delicious.
It was really good.
When they handed it to me, I'm like, "What is this green drink? What is in it?" But it was just
Pineapple.
and kiwi
I think it was kiwi.
or lime, pineapple and lime,
Yeah.
and it was like a punch. It was
Very
so
refreshing.
good. So
We
good.
asked for more.
Yes, we did.
But here's the thing. They all got done before me, and I was put in this quiet room, and then they come running to get me because it's time to go to our next thing, and I didn't even get to finish my drink.
Yeah. So you're gonna
It's
we're
not
gonna have to go-
fair.
We're gonna have to go back again.
Yes.
So the next part of the day at the spa was really the reason we picked the spa. When I saw the ad on Instagram, it was advertising a salt cave. It's Himalayan salt. You've probably seen it. It's this orange glow that a lot of people use in lamps. Orange salt, and so it's supposed to have restorative properties and healing properties. It's good for respiratory issues, but also for
Muscle aches.
and like swelling,
Swelling.
inflammation.
Yeah, inflammation.
Floor to ceiling Himalayan salt blocks on the walls, and the floor is like beach sand, but it's tiny little Himalayan salt pebbles that you walk in. It feels like you're walking in beach sand, and it's deep.
There's netting on the ceiling that's holding Himalayan salt.
Rocks
Yes.
And they give
with
you socks
twinkle
to
lights.
wear.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to wear socks.
And you sit in zero gravity chairs, so you feel like you're weightless when you lay back. They give you blankets to wear because it is a temperature controlled of 62.
62 degrees.
62 degrees all the time, and that's supposed to help with the inflammation as well. So it's a whole treatment, but that treatment was 45 minutes. They leave you in there for 45. If you walk out, you do not get to go back in. So 45 minutes.
It was bad. I had to pee, and I had no idea how much longer we had. I was so bad.
Well, Donna was asleep. Donna was sound asleep.
Within seconds.
I passed out for a little bit.
Because you couldn't wear your watches or anything.
No.
You couldn't take your cell phones in
It
there
would mess
because
up the
something messed
electronics.
up.
Yeah, no cell phones, but it was so wonderful. Do you remember how much we paid for 45 minutes?
I think it was $30.
That's what I thought. Yeah, $30 for 45 minutes, and you can actually. That's not just an add-on. You can go there and do that by
Just do
itself.
that.
So even if you don't want to spend the money to do a massage, go to the salt room. Just
Yes.
go spend 45 minutes with some friends and go sit in there. Now we
had the room to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, we did find out though that if you just do the salt room, you don't get the robe.
Yeah.
So if you plan to go there for just the salt room, you're gonna have to wear like long pants and a long sleeve shirt because you'll freeze.
That's when the warm neck came in handy.
For sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Neck pillow was phenomenal.
Yes.
With that, yeah.
So highly, highly, highly recommend Serenity in the Mountains. So from there, we did spend some more time in Blue Ridge. We went to one of my favorite spots for lunch, which is called Southern Charm Restaurant. It gets super packed out, so be there early if you want to go to lunch there, or just be prepared to wait. But what's nice is you can put your name on the list. Someone does need to stay back and wait for the table. They don't have any kind of beeper system, but then there's shops right around. So you just go walk around, shop a little bit, and come back when your table's ready. The train is also there in Blue Ridge, which is a nice little train ride up, the side of the mountain, and it takes you along the river there, and it's just really pretty views. So if you need something to do for a little bit, the train is nice. And then we went to your favorite shop in Blue Ridge.
Olive and Pine.
Yep,
Yes.
another
Yeah, I love that
boutique.
Found some cute dresses.
And a wonderful hat.
Yep.
And everything there is $30 or under.
Yes. So that was really, really cool. So Olive and Pine in Blue Ridge, we really loved that shop. And was that the one they were playing the Christian music?
Yes.
Yes, they
Yes.
were.
So
It was such a good
it
vibe.
was
It was so
great
pretty.
Mm-hmm.
What was the sign? It said, "Be a kind person." There was a really cute sign that we took a picture of.
Yeah.
So many of the boutiques have these neon signs now, which makes it so fun. So then I think from there we were like, okay, it was like the afternoon, I think 4 o'clock or so. So we decided we were going to go over to Amicalola Falls.
Yes.
And I don't know if I might be butchering that name.
Amicola?
Amicola.
Amicola.
I think so.
Okay. So that is one of the large waterfalls that are close by. The cool thing about that was there was a spot where you can pull up and see the falls from the parking lot. So if you're not in a position where you can hike up all the stairs, because there's a lot of stairs.
We weren't in a position where we could.
No, none of us were in the position to do that. We
And that
started
was in Dawsonville.
Yes, that was in Dawsonville. So that's just the next town over from Dahlonega. So it was like a 30-minute drive. And not a lot of self-service.
No.
We were in the woods.
Yeah.
But when we started on the stairs, it was like, this was a mistake. Can't do this. So we got in the car and we came down the hill. We found the parking lot and we were able to see the waterfall. But there is a nice viewing area at the top as well, and you can look down on it. So that was cool. Definitely. And if you have time and you're physically fit, do the stairs because the views are phenomenal.
Amazing.
The
And
going
it has
down
a
part's
bridge.
easy.
Yeah, and it has a nice little bridge it crosses over.
Yeah. So I think there's also a campground area there if you wanted to camp, but definitely a strenuous hike up to the falls. So, and then one night we had some time. I think it was the following day. One day we kind of just chilled and we didn't do a whole lot. But that night we went over to Dillard, and that was a little bit of a drive for us from where we were staying. It was probably an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And we went over there because I had been to Dillard before, the Dillard house. We've gone many times. Dusty and I have traveled that way lots of times, and I knew the restaurant was great and the views are really pretty. So it was, since we didn't get to do the Smith house in Dahlonega, Dillard house was probably my next option. So we rode over there. And the food was great. The service was really fast.
So quick.
We didn't even sit down and
No,
our food was
bringing
there.
your
Food was on the table.
We had fried okra,
Cream corn.
cream corn, the cream cabbage, like a cabbage casserole, lima beans, cornbread and biscuits, and then we had fried chicken and ham, pork chops. I mean, so much food. It was crazy. It is family style. You can reorder, so it's all you can eat. But it's definitely a place that you visit to see the views and
The views
to
are
get
beautiful.
good food. They also do horseback riding there, and they have a little petting zoo, so that's something fun to do if you get there early enough. And they're also somewhere that has a hotel, so you can stay there if you would like. So a few nights into our trip, we got a message from the owner of Jules and James, the cottages, and she's really just, I think Heather had gotten a message just to check in to see how we were doing or whatever, but we had also shared a story on Instagram when we were in the store at the very beginning of the week when we were coming through Carrollton. And we just shared that we had a great experience and Mitzi was so great and pictures of ourselves and stuff. Well, Allison, the owner, saw that post and they reshared it on the Jules and James page. And we hadn't really realized this, but she had been following our trip the whole time. We had been up there, all the different places we went. And she messaged me on Instagram and she said, hey, when are you guys coming back? When are you coming back to Florida? Going back to Florida. And I told her Friday we were going to be heading back. And she said, well, I'm going to be in the store on Friday. Do you think you guys would want to stop back by and I can just give you the grand tour of the warehouse? And we were like, immediately as soon as I read it, I was like, oh my gosh. They are going to flip out. So when I told them, of course, all of them were like, yeah. So we told her, yes, absolutely. And she said, okay, just let me know when you're heading back and we'll, I'll make sure I'm there and we'll take care of you. So we didn't realize what all was going to be in store for us.
We thought maybe an hour she'd show us around the warehouse.
How long were we there?
Almost
5 hours.
Almost 5 hours.
The whole time it would have taken us to get home.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're very delayed in getting home. But we got there and we were greeted by the front staff. I'm not going to remember all their names, so I'm not going to try.
Who I don't think knew we were coming.
They didn't
did
quite.
not.
They didn't know we were coming. It was a surprise to them too, but we got to chat with all of them. Allison showed us around the rooms in the front of the warehouse where they do a lot of their live feeds, all the different backdrops and backgrounds and stuff, their conference room area. And then she took us in the back to the actual warehouse, and that was
Massive.
really cool. Unbelievable.
It was huge.
Yes. I mean, I think, was it you that had never heard of Jules and James before we went?
I never heard.
I hadn't either.
Okay, so we had a couple that didn't know. The rest of us, you've ordered from them before.
I had not. I knew who they were, but I had not ordered
Okay.
from them yet.
Heather and I are avid followers. Donna had ordered from them, right? No. Okay, well, good. They got a whole bunch of new customers that week. But Heather and I had ordered from them quite a few times, and they didn't realize. I don't think I realized how much business they were doing.
Yes.
I mean, just stacks and stacks and stacks of inventory. I couldn't even, probably 7,500 square feet of space.
It's huge.
It was massive. And so she toured us all through that, showed us how the whole shipping process went, how orders come in, and
How they go to the store.
Yep, how they get everything out to the store. And it was really cool. They have, I think I remember her saying they have over, how many employees?
50.
40 to 50 employees.
So.
And so they have just grown, and she just started organically as a small boutique online, I think on Facebook.
Yeah, 8 years ago she just posted it was their 8-year anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah, and they have just exploded. So they've done such a great job. And she has 3 kids, and she brings her kids to work with her when needed, and puppies.
Dogs, puppies, yeah.
Yeah, it is very family-friendly environment, dog-friendly environment. But we were just blown away. So she took us through all of that, and then Allison's just launched her own makeup line, cosmetic line, so we got to test out a bunch of the lip stains. And she took so much time with us. We just really appreciated how sweet she was.
Yes.
And she took us to this room, and she's like, all right, you guys are free to shop, whatever's here. And we were like, what?
That was dangerous for my mom.
It was
Very
very
dangerous.
It was a huge room with so many clothes.
Some of it that hadn't even been released to the app yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to just shop as long as we wanted. And
Needless to say, I'm hooked.
yes.
Yes.
And my phone is going off all the time, even at dinner. My husband's like, "Who is texting you?" It's Jules and James. You need to take that app off
It's
your
a
phone.
notification.
Every week there's a new package coming to her door.
Yes, there is. There's a new package every week since I've gotten home. And also, the makeup line. Me, Donna, and Lindsay, I
Yeah.
think, bought the, it's primer,
It's,
right?
yeah, it's, what did
It's
she
just-
call it?
She
Facelift
called it
in
a
jar.
facelift in a jar.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a shameless plug-in for that because I've been using it every day since we've gotten home. And I have seen a huge difference in the smoothness of my face. I was sharing this at lunch today. So I use it every day, and it is phenomenal.
Yeah, we love it. Every product that I've gotten from her, I love. The lip stains are great, and they last for a really long time. So, Jazz Cosmetics.
Yep.
Yes, Jazz.
There's our plug. So we just had an amazing time there. They never made us feel rushed. We all left with a bunch of clothes, and it was incredible. It was just incredible. And then she even did a photo shoot with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put us in front of a backdrop, and we had so much. We felt like stars.
Yes.
It was
So
a very fun day.
it was great. Overall, our trip was incredible.
Yes.
Lots
Yes.
of fun.
Amazing opportunities.
I think that we actually, as other than our boutique purchases, our outings and the things that we did were actually pretty reasonable
Yeah.
in
Yes.
price.
Absolutely.
And we really, really had a great time. And we are grateful to our husbands and our significant others and our family for letting us go and getting away for a little bit. And it was good for us.
Oh, it was a great quality
Yes.
time, I think. It was.
Yes. So if you want to take a girls trip, highly recommend North Georgia, Central Georgia. Get out and find a cute little town to explore. Even if it looks small, there's probably going to be stuff there that you're going to love. And don't be scared to, just to try new things, to try new food.
Yeah.
This is your sign. Go on a girls trip.
Yes.
Get out of your comfort zone.
Yes. For more information on all the places we went this week, go out and check our Instagram page at find_the_Denmarks. And all of the places that we visited will be there in a bubble for the ladies' trip. So go check that out. And then down below, I'll also link all of the places we visited. And we hope that you get out and enjoy your girlfriends just as much as we did.
Yes.
Thank you.
See you guys later.